And so whenever I hear about these things, my question is always about the balance. So for example, every single good thing that happens in our lives, everything comes at a cost. There's nothing for free. Somebody with an incredible career has no relationship with their kids, right? Everything comes at a cost. But at the same time, everything we struggle with has opportunity and lesson that goes with it. It's always balanced. And everything that we have that's a strength has liability attached, and every weakness we have has strength that's attached. So the single greatest lesson I ever learned in my career that profoundly changed the course of my life, and it comes right before the realization and the articulation of why. I learned how to ask for help, and I learned how to accept it when I was offered. Okay, and I think that it's not about giving up on someone. It's that helping someone is a team sport. Success is a team sport, and if you find that you're the only player in their life when they should be the primary player, you can only do the assists. I cannot help you if you cannot be involved to help yourself. And most of us are really crap at listening, right? We confuse listening with hearing the words that were spoken. You know, you're sitting watching TV, and you know somebody you love is trying to tell you something, and you're like, and you're still watching TV, and you're not even listening to me. And we turn around and repeat all the words back to them. That's not listening. That's hearing the words that were spoken to you. There are many stories of people who, when the odds were against them, whether they came from extreme poverty or abuse, rose up to have successful and happy lives, right? And when we read about them or talk to them or meet them or hear interviews from them, they talk about mindset. They talk about, my mother taught, is usually the mother, like my mother taught me to never be a victim. My mother taught me that I was capable of anything. And so they had a mindset, where some people have a victim mindset, and then that's the life they continue to live. Some people have a different mindset, and it can lift them out of what we would consider unprivileged circumstances.
I think about, so I was 18 years old, dropped out of university, shoplifting food to feed myself. And in that moment, I was entirely convinced that I was going to be a millionaire. What did I do?
Everybody has a why, and everybody's why is affirmative. What you heard were not answers, but you heard me thinking. And if you go back and listen to them, they're probably sort of bounce around a little bit because you hear me trying to get to an answer. They're not answers, I'm trying to get to an answer. And those for me are the best because I walk away feeling enlightened because I got to think. Where usually the questions are, I've heard them all before. They're very focused on my work. When you wrote this, when you wrote that, what were you thinking? And I don't learn anything. So when you ask me about my work, I know the answers. When you ask me not about my work, you ask me about life and you ask me about challenges that the world is facing. That's what I love. What is the greatest fear I have about how I'm currently living my life? That I'm not 100% honest with myself. Because if I'm not honest with myself, I won't be honest to others. I believe I have a responsibility to let everyone who wants to learn their why, and not those who can just afford $1,500.